Hello students, welcome to the 10th video. In this video, we will practice some problems. These problems are very important problems. I prepared nearly 25 problems for you. All these problems I will try to explain. Problems are prepared like this. The very first problem is the thermometric property of constant volume gas thermometer is volume, pressure, potential difference, EMF. As we know, the thermometric property for ordinary thermometer is also called clinical thermometer or doctor's thermometer is length. For a constant volume gas thermometer, thermometric property is pressure. For constant pressure gas thermometer, the thermometric property is volume. Whereas for thermocouples, the thermometric property is EMF. Similarly, for electrical resistance thermometer, resistance is the thermometric property, whereas intensity of radiation is the thermometric property for pyrocouples. The given problem is the thermometric property for constant volume gas thermometer. For constant volume gas thermometer, the thermometric property is pressure. Therefore, for the first problem, option B is correct, because constant volume gas thermometer gives the reading in terms of pressure. Now look at the second problem. Second problem is asked like this. The work done by the system if it moves from state 1 to state 2 is, this is the state 1, this is the state 2. You are asked to decide what is happening while the gas is expanding from state 1 to state 2 in terms of work. Option A, continuously decreases. B, continuously increases. C, first decreases then increases. D, first increases then decreases. As we know, the thermodynamic work for a closed system is PDV, pressure multiplied by change in volume. Look at the volume for the given curve or volume for the given process. Volume keep on increasing. Since volume keep on increasing, as long as the volume is keeping on increasing, this dV keep on increasing. If dV is keeping on increasing continuously, the work given by the system increases. Therefore, option B is correct. Once again, since the volume is continuously increasing, by the time the gas is traveling from state 1 to state 2, because of the increase in volume, definitely work is keeping on increasing. Therefore, the option B is correct. Now come to the third problem. It is given like this. These are very important problems. If process AB and process CD have the same initial and final volumes, the work is. Look at the process AB and process CD. Both are constant pressure process only, and it is given initial volume and final volume, though the diagram is not looking like that. It is given that for the same initial volume and final volume, For the same initial volume and final volume, since the pressure maintained by the process AB is higher than pressure maintained by the process CD, therefore the work interaction for AB is more than work interaction for CD, because for the same volume limits, if the pressure is more, the work interaction is more. The reason is work interaction for a closed system equal to PdV. If initial volume and final volumes are identical, then P is the deciding factor. Since the pressure maintained by the process AB is more, that's why work interaction for AB is greater than that of the CD. Option B is correct. Now come to the next problem, that is fourth problem. The hyperbolic process is governed by, hyperbolic process means isothermal process or constant temperature process. If we construct the PV diagram, for isothermal process, the geometric shape of the isothermal curve is looking like this. Since it is looking like a rectangular hyperbola, that is the reason the isothermal process is also called hyperbolic process. Now the slope of this curve is minus P by V. Slope of that curve is minus P by V. That slope is obtained from the Boyle's law only. According to Boyle's law, for any ideal gas at constant temperature, product of pressure and volume remains constant. Now for getting the slope of the isothermal curve with PV coordinate system, you differentiate it on both sides. So you are getting PdV, simple mathematics, PdV plus VdP is equal to 0, or PdV equal to minus VdP. From this you can write that dP by dV is equal to minus P by V. The term or the quantity dP by dV is the slope of isothermal curve with PV coordinate system. The negative sign indicates as the pressure increases, volume decreases. So anyhow, this slope we are getting from the Boyle's law. Boyle's law is talking about the isothermal process. Isothermal process can also be called as hyperbolic process. Therefore, the hyperbolic process, look at the fourth problem. The hyperbolic process is governed by Boyle's law. Option A is correct. These are very, very important problems, students. These are all the problems which were asked in different competitive exams. Fifth problem is the difference between two specific heats, Cp minus Cv equal to R. This relation is valid for, remember, this relation is valid for only ideal gas. That relation need not be valid for the real gases or other gases. Ideal gas other name is perfect gas. Therefore, Cp minus Cv equal to R only for ideal gas. This relation, in the last video we discussed, this relation is called Mayer's equation. This equation is called Mayer's equation. So anyhow, the Cp minus Cv equal to R is the characteristic gas constant, is called Mayer's equation. That is for only ideal gas or perfect gas. Now come to the sixth problem. Sixth problem is given like this. The cyclic integral of entropy is equal to. In the last video, we discussed that. The cyclic integral point function quantity is equal to 0. The symbol cyclic integral is used for only thermodynamic cycle. Whereas cyclic integral any path function quantity like thermodynamic work and thermodynamic heat never be equal to 0. Their point function quantities are all properties of the system are coming under point function quantities. Since entropy is the property of the system, cyclic integral any point function quantity equal to 0. Cyclic integral any property or cyclic integral any point function quantity equal to 0. Therefore, the cyclic integral entropy is becoming 0 because entropy is coming under property. All properties are coming under point function quantities only. That is about the sixth problem. Now come to the seventh problem. Look at the seventh problem. It is given like this. For cyclic process A, B, C, D, A, work done by the system. The cycle is represented with the PV diagram. Remember, for a particular process, if I draw a process like this, if I assume that process is connected to a closed system, the area below the PV diagram is equal to non-flow work. Area below the PV diagram equal to non-flow work. If it is for open system, area behind the PV diagram is steady flow work. If you assume that process is done for an open system, the area behind the PV diagram is equal to steady flow work. So this is representing the steady flow work. This is representing the non-flow work. This area is representing the non-flow work. But remember, dear students, if it is for a cyclic process, because our problem is given for a thermodynamic cycle. The thermodynamic cycle is looking like a rectangle, that may be an imaginary cycle. If you take the PV diagram of the cycle, it is given like this. Something like the 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Remember, for a thermodynamic cycle, area within the cycle is equal to thermodynamic work. Now come to our diagram. It is looking like a rectangle. Area of the rectangle equal to breadth multiplied by depth only. That area is ideally equal to work interaction for the cycle. Therefore, work interaction for our cycle equal to breadth multiplied by depth. Breadth is AB multiplied by depth is AD. Look at the AB. At B, volume is given in meter cube 5. At A it is 1. 5 minus 1 be the breadth, and depth is, pressure is given in Pascal. The corresponding to state D, 4 corresponding to A, 1, 4 minus 1. It is equal to 4 multiplied by 3. 4 multiplied by 3 equal to 12 joules. So the answer is 12 joules. For this particular problem, the answer is 12 joules. Remember, area below the PV diagram for a particular process is equal to work interaction. Area within the cyclic diagram is equal to net work for any thermodynamic cycle. Now look at the next problem. Next problem is eighth problem. Look at the eighth problem. Which of the following quantity contains intensive property or intensive variable? As we know, the property which is depending on the size or mass of the system is called extensive property, and the property which is not depending on the size or mass of the system is coming under intensive property. Look at the quantities. Here enthalpy is an extensive property. It is not clearly given that specific enthalpy. Here enthalpy means you have to consider as a total enthalpy. Similarly, total entropy, though it is given just entropy, that should be treated as total entropy. If it is specific quantity, definitely it might be written specific entropy, specific enthalpy, specific internal energy, like this. Specific enthalpy, specific entropy, and specific internal energy are coming under intensive properties. But in this case, here it is just written enthalpy, means total enthalpy, total entropy, total internal energy. These three quantities are coming under extensive properties. But the problem is asked for intensive property. Temperature and pressure both are coming under basic intensive property. So our answer is C. Remember, temperature and pressure, these two are basic intensive properties. Volume is basic extensive property. Similarly, enthalpy, entropy, internal energy should be treated as total enthalpy, total entropy, total internal energy. So all these total quantities are coming under extensive properties only. Now come to the ninth problem. All perfect gases change in volume by 1/273 of its original volume at 0 degree centigrade for every 1 degree change in temperature when the pressure is remained constant. This statement is called. Yesterday in the last video we discussed that at constant pressure, it is clearly given at constant pressure, volume is directly proportional to temperature according to Charles' law. In the last video, we discussed about the Charles pressure law, Charles volume law. Charles pressure law is also called Charles first law. Charles volume law is also called Charles second law. Charles volume law can also be called as Gay-Lussac law. Charles volume law can also be called as Gay-Lussac law. So Gay-Lussac law states that the pressure of the given mass of an ideal gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature when the volume is maintained constant. According to Gay-Lussac law, pressure is directly proportional to absolute temperature at constant volume. Gay-Lussac law means Charles second law only. Anyhow, according to Charles pressure law, volume is directly proportional to temperature. Yesterday we discussed clearly the absolute temperature capital T equal to thermometer reading in degree centigrade plus 273.15. The resultant unit is Kelvin in SI system. If you want to write the absolute temperature at a triple point state means the state at which the three phases of the material are coexisting under thermodynamic equilibrium state is called triple point state. At a triple point state, the pressure at triple point state is 0.00611 bar and the temperature at that state equal to 0.01 degree centigrade. This is the triple point state temperature. This is the thermometer reading because it is in degree centigrade. Then absolute temperature at triple point state of water, a triple point state for water only. This information is for only water. equal thermometer reading is 0.01 plus 273.15. It is equal to 273.16 Kelvin. Then Kelvin is defined like this. 1 Kelvin is equal to 1 by 273.16 times the triple point state temperature of water. Once again, very important information. 1 Kelvin is defined as 1 by 273.16 times the triple point state temperature of water. That is the definition for 1 Kelvin. Very important definition. Okay. So with this 9th problem also completed. Now look at the 10th problem. 10th problem is, which of the following has the lowest temperature? Triple point temperature of water. Triple point temperature of water is 0.01 degree centigrade. 0.01 degree centigrade. Boiling point of water, everyone knows it, 100 degree centigrade. Triple point temperature of oxygen, approximately minus 218.8 degree centigrade. Freezing point of gold is 1064.4 approximately degree centigrade. Look at the temperatures. Triple point temperature of water is 0.01 degree centigrade. Boiling point of water 100 degree centigrade. Triple point state temperature of oxygen is minus 218.8 degree centigrade. Freezing point of gold is 1064.4 degree centigrade. It is asking which of the following has the lowest temperature. Look at the lowest temperature, this one. So triple point temperature of oxygen is the lowest temperature among the given options. So therefore option C is correct.